Nothing like some light reading on a Sunday afternoon while you're waiting for a package. And finally, it has arrived. Slightly opened. The Sigma 18-35 f1.8 DC Art series. Merry Christmas to myself. Let's check it out on the T7i. So the 18 by 35 millimeter maintains the f1.8 clear up through the entire zoom. So at 18 millimeter all the way to 35 millimeter, it is f1.8. Now I know this lens is 4 years old, but I wanted to see what it looked like on the T7i, and it looks great as I expect with the f1.8. But instantly I noticed some issues, and that is the autofocusing issues that everybody talks about. So I do have to run the micro adjustments on the dock. As you can see here, it catches the autofocus occasionally, but it's so inconsistent that it's almost pointless until I get the micro adjustments done. Now here's the size of it. Look at the size of this beast, and it is beautifully made. Solid as could be, extremely heavy, almost 1.5 pounds, and the nice thing about this is the ends here fit, so when you make the adjustments and swap lenses, you don't have to search for the Sigma end. And here it is on the camera. Beautiful rings, ultra smooth focusing, and ultra smooth zooming, and the focus ring allows you to use it while you are focusing digitally. So you can kind of digitally hit that by half holding the shutter and still fine-tune it with this ring. A really neat design. Now here it is next to the kit lens to give you an idea of the size. This thing is huge. It has a lot going on inside of it, stuff I am still learning to understand, and it is just enormous and heavy and extremely well made. Okay, so it's time to go to the USB dock and run the micro adjustments, which I guess takes about 4 hours. Then I'm going to post some more videos and some photos and see if it completely fixes that autofocus. And there is no way to sugarcoat this. This was a pain in the butt. Here's the dock. You got to put it on here, take a bunch of pictures, go in, adjust them frame by frame, picture by picture. Not simple. So let's see if it paid off. Well, the good news is that it did to an extent. Now here are the areas I was focusing on, and as you can see, it definitely helped and made a difference because most of this is quite in focus. Now this was picking a particular spot and taking the photos that way. This wasn't the autofocus that decides where to focus on. I manually decided where to focus on. Now here's video. Watch this here. Watch this autofocus. It catches the train under the track there, but yet on this, as this goes around, it loses it and it won't pick it back up. I don't know why. The inconsistencies there. Same situation here. These two go around, and as it drops, I lose it. Now here I manually focus back in on it by touching the screen. Now this here is the kids outside, basically just I'm trying to get some outside footage. There was no sunlight. I had little to work with. This is just not a good time of year for any kind of video outdoors, but I did my best here. And it looks nice. I mean, they're my kids, I can't complain. Now here is the smooth zoom. I love the zoom on this. That huge wide ring gives you this super smooth zoom, and it's just really easy to use, really smooth. That is one of the smoother zooms I've used. Now here's the kit lens on auto, and the reason I wanted to compare these is mostly for the autofocus and how well and how much I appreciate Canon's dual autofocus now. Dual pixel autofocus on a Canon lens. Now here's back to the Sigma lens, and I also wanted to compare and contrast just how they look and feel. With the f1.8, you really get a different look and feel to it. But this kit lens and the 24mm and the 50mm hold the focus so much better than the Sigma. But the Sigma looks fantastic. I mean, it really does. When it hits that focus and it's set at the f1.8, it just looks fantastic. Now back to the kit lens one last time, and that's the compare and contrast part of it.
Okay, so some final thoughts on the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 Art series lens. Kind of mixed reviews. I love the fact that it's 18-35 f1.8 all the way through the zoom. I hate the fact that it's got autofocus issues. That is killing me. It's killing my photos. I'm still fighting with the when you have it on the basic autofocus, the first option there, it doesn't want to pick up what you're aiming at. It just picks up random stuff. Now when you pinpoint the autofocus and use a selected area, then it will pinpoint and it will capture that very well. But just to, like, versus the Canon lenses, it's all over the place. So as you saw in the video there with the trains going around, the kit lens, for example, stays locked on that train and just follows it all the way around. Where this lens seems to, I have to actually work to maintain a focus. Every once in a while it'll catch it and hold, but most of the time it's all over the place. So that's an issue. However, I have a wide shot now, an 18mm at f1.8 for a reasonable price, in my opinion, based on what I've looked at the market. So that's super exciting, and I'm going to be filming my Christmas with it this year. I'm not going to share that. That's our personal business, but I'm excited about that because I was worried I was going to have to use the 50mm f1.8 because it's going to be a slightly darker situation, and I was worried it's going to be really tight. Now I've got that f1.8 at 18mm. It's going to be nice and wide, and that's exciting. I mean, and then I'm going to use this for my primary, YouTube lens mainly, because in this situation here where it doesn't have to chase something around to stay focused, it works well. So my overall thoughts on it are, I still have so much to explore with it, but initially it's been really neat. It's been a lot of fun to experiment with, and the micro adjustments, I still have a lot to do on that. And I'm a little perturbed that you spend that kind of money on a lens and that's not already fixed, and it's that much of an issue for me. So I'd say the good is definitely obviously the f1.8 and and all the things the options that's gonna give me. The bad is the autofocus, obviously, and the 18-35 is kind of a small zoom, but it's perfect for what I need. So I wouldn't put that in the bad, but it's, it'd be nice if it was like an 18-55. That extra 20mm might be nice, but whatever. I'm not going to complain too much. But I'm going to link this in the description below if you want to check out the price. And unfortunately, the other part of the bad is you need to buy that docked, the Sigma dock, to make the micro adjustments. If you're going to use it on Canon, you have got to buy the Sigma for Canon. I already made the mistake. I bought the Sigma for Sigma. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just saw the dock, bought it, thought it was going to be, whatever. I screwed that up. So yeah, I'd say definitely at this price point, excellent lens, but it needs some work and it needs your constant attention if you're using the autofocus, at least for now, until I get that fixed, if that's even fixable. So that's it, guys. The 18-35 Sigma f1.8 DC Art series. That's a mouthful. I hope I got that right. And thanks for watching. Have a great holiday season, guys. Happy holidays. Be safe out there, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching again.